This Cancer moon got me so emotional. But I'm okay because I'm used to it because I am a Cancer moon, so it's just like I'm just kind of just being really, really present right now in my emotions and my feelings. And, I'm posting content and looking at content and looking at stuff on my video on my phone to see what I'm going to post for content. And I told myself in 2026, if I record it, I'm posting it. I ain't about to have a whole bunch of shit unposted. I got so much content on my SD cards. Like, I got like 4 SD cards and so much content. But anyway, as I was just posting about my baby sister, because she's on the road now. She then went to truck driving school. Baby, listen. That girl did that shit in 2 weeks. She did it in 2 weeks. Now, when I went, we was in a 4-week program. And so I went for 4 weeks. And then I passed, and then I went and took my test. But she did that shit in 2 weeks. I could not imagine. I could not imagine like having no experience. But then again, she was experienced because she was working, she was previously driving a truck and kind of taking herself through the different upgrades already. So that's why I told her, like, sis, you already driving the trucks, bro. Like, fuck Amazon. Go get your CDLs. And she listened. She listened and she doing her thing. And I'm proud of her. And I don't want to leave none of my siblings out because I'm proud of all of my siblings for very different reasons. It's like, there's my brother who's the only boy. It's so funny because my brother's the only boy out of the girls. And then my son's the only boy out the girls. So it's just like interesting how that happens. But my brother's been doing landscaping now for probably a good like 10, 13 years. Like, he is a landscaping artist. And to some people, like, that ain't shit. But to me, like, that's dope as fuck. It's very therapeutic. He's constantly grounding himself, which he really needs because he's a fucking Scorpio. So he's constantly being grounded by being in that grass, and he's in nature, but it's a very hard job. Like, you have to deal with the different elements, and you have to deal with like the mounds and the hills and the peaks and the valleys of people's yards. And you have to dig and lay mulch and put trees and chop trees. And it's like, that's some very masculine ass shit. And I love that for him. I love that for him. And, I love my brother-in-law for putting him on. And like, kind of like, my brother-in-law kind of like took him up under his wing years and years ago. And my brother told me out his own mouth, like, I've been learning from him. I'm learning a lot from him. And, I appreciate that. That's real shit. You know what I mean? And then he's also, a mechanic. So when you got trades like that, like, there's no reason like you don't got no money in your pocket. So that's just pretty dope. And then there's Angel, who's my little sister. It's interesting. I have an oldest sister, a big sister. Then I have a brother. Then I have a little sister and I have a baby sister. So my baby sister is the one who's driving trucks. And then I have a little sister who suffers from, let me change that word. I don't want to say suffers from, but she has been diagnosed with cerebral palsy. And she's been working down at the, the United Cerebral Palsy, like maybe I shouldn't say that because you know what I'm saying, once I become popular and famous and become a millionaire, I don't want y'all, what I'm saying, know where my little sister work at. But she has been a part of her community, like with her people. She's been surrounded by people who are like her, who get her, who, people who, the staff that are very supportive. They put on different events, and she's just been a part of a really good community, and she lives her life. Like, she been going on cruises. She's been in a relationship, a long-term relationship. She goes to bingo. Like, if you've been with me for a while, you done see me with my little sister. Like, that used to be my right hand. Like, wherever I was, she was with me. She was with me. And I miss her. But it's okay. She's doing good. I'm proud of her from a distance. I'm loving her from a distance. And I have my own reasons to why that is how it is, you know. And then there's my oldest sister. She's the retired. I think she probably retired twice by now. But she got her calm little life. Like, I ain't mad at it. Like, she living her calm little life as she should. Like, she's in her 60s now, and she's a very smart woman. And, oh, God, don't cry. You know what? I've been blessed to I've been blessed to have some good big sisters. Like, they are some smart ass women, bro. My sisters are some smart women, like in their own way, you know. It's like everybody makes mistakes. Like, we're human. Sometimes, you know, we can make the wrong decisions trying to make the right decisions, trying to do the right thing. Sometimes it turns out to not be the right decision, and it's just life, you know. That's just how you live and you learn. But with like money and finances, my oldest sister, like, I literally like used to watch like I just like how like every period of my life I've had different experiences with my different siblings. Like, when that period of my life when I was coming back from college, like 18, 19, I knew, okay, like the first time I came home from college, I went back to McDonald's. So I went back to the job that I was working before I left for college, which was cool. Then, I don't know what happened. I don't know if I desired to make more money, or maybe I moved from that side of town or something, but I ended up just putting a little bug in my sister's ear, my oldest sister. She was working at a company out on the west side, a factory. She had been there for years. So I ended up putting a little bug in her ear, like that I was looking for a job. And so she was like, okay, well, let me check and see. Like, my job is hiring. Like, let me see what the process is. I'm like, all right, bet, cool. So she got back to me and she was just like, you know, you got to go through the temp agency. Like, you got to go through the temp agency, get hired through them, and tell them that you want to, you know, come to such and such company. I ain't gonna say the company. Um, Come go to such and such company, and you know, blah 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 blah. Blah. And so, okay, bet. So I did everything she told me to do, and I got in. I got in. Okay, wait. Let me backtrack. Let me backtrack because that's not how it happened. 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 Let me back up. Let me back up. Let me back up. I got confused because I came back and I worked for them on two different occasions. So when I first started working for their company, I was hired in directly because of my sister. Yeah, yeah, okay. And let me tell you, honey, babe, I was making that factory money. I said, say what? One thing Ono gonna do is make some money. Honey, listen. Thank you. Most praises, all praises to the Most High, honey, because I'm not afraid to work. Okay, I'm saying, like, I'm not afraid to work. I'm not afraid to put in work. I don't give a fuck that it's a factory job. Like, put me in, coach. You paying how much? So yeah, so when I first went, um, I don't know what was going on with McDonald's. I don't know if that's when they was closing it, because I used to work at the McDonald's. I have to hold on because my lips is bothering me because I feel so dusty. They so ashy. I'm just talking and look like crackhead lips. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, crackheads. I'm sorry. I got no couth. Natural O Beauty 3's Healing Hair and Body Butter. My lips are part of my body, so. Oh, boy, it feels so much better. Y'all see me? I should have put it all on my face because I just feel like, damn, did I? Okay, so it's so much better. So what happened was, I ended up getting hired in, and I was I working third shift? I think I was working third shift. when I started. I was working third shift, or was I working second shift? I don't know, because I done worked all of the shifts. So, but yeah, I was working there and I was making good money and I was able to see my sister every day. Every day. And in the morning, because, okay, so I was working third shift. Mommy. And she was working first shift. Yes, baby. Give me some more noodles, please. Okay, I might have to make some more. Can you just give me a minute? You making some more? Yeah. Oh. So I don't know. I can't remember for real, because I worked there for I worked there for a few years, and so I would come back. Like, that was my job. Like, I would go to college, and I knew when I came home I had a job in the summer. So when I was working third shift, that was cool. That was interesting. I had to get. It took me a minute to get used to that. But I was working second shift. I think I was working second shift, like 42. And then when I came back, because I was hired on. Okay. So then that summer went, boom, I went back to college. When I came back, because I still had my badge, I was like, what's up? They're like, no, things have changed. What you talking about, Willis? They said things have changed. Okay, well, what you mean? Okay, well, you no longer are hired on. You have to go through the temp agency. You got to go through the temp agency, and then the temp agency will bring you in. So I did everything I needed to do and went through the temp agency. And I was working there. I was back there again. And that's when I had met Marcus. Marcus was working. We worked at the same job. The man in there was, boy, they was on me, yo. Like, yo. Oh no, been driving that nigga's crazy. Like, stop playing with me. What the fuck? I've been driving niggas crazy since I was born. But yeah, they was fighting over me in there. That was interesting a little bit. I ended up like getting caught. Like, I was messing with a married man. Not like that. Like, we weren't sexual. I had just turned 18. Like, I was just trying to kick it or whatever. I was trying to use a nigga and get some money or something. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to use a nigga and get some money. You know what I'm saying? Buy me something. Give me some food and shit. When we at work, nigga pay for my lunch. Shit like that. But yeah, like, he was married. That was funny. He was coming to pick me up from my house. My parents knew and I introduced him to my parents, and he had his wedding ring on his finger. Like, why y'all ain't say nothing? Y'all just letting y'all 18-year-old be out here with a married man. Y'all ain't say nothing. But I don't know. It was just something about married men with me when I was younger, because now I grew up on Prince. So across the street from where I lived was the backyard of the house that was on the next street. So it wasn't a house right there. It used to have been a house right there, but it got tore down like a long time ago. So it was just like vacant. And then there was Joe's house. And then there was where Toya and them used to live. But when Toya and them moved out, there was this other couple that had moved in. And it was a man and it was his wife. And then they had some kids. But this man, oh my God. Oh, honey, and I was young. I was like 10, 11. I used to just, oh boy, Lord, man. I don't know where that man is. If he see my videos, I don't know where. I don't even know his name. It was like, I had never had no conversation with him. I never talked to him. I never knew his name. Like, I never, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a kid. You know what I mean? Like, but he had babies. He didn't have like kids that I would like go and play with. So I never got close to him like that. But when I tell you, every time that man, listen, I would listen. I would be in the living room and I would be listening for his door. Cause like here across the street, and you can hear his door kind of like open, like, or you can hear the screen door. It was like something, I can't really recollect, but it was something about their door that you knew they was coming in and going out. And I would listen to that for that sound. Oh my God, I would run to that door so fast just so I could see that man. And I remember he drove, oh God, what was that car? Was it the Eldorado? It wasn't no Aurora. He drove some kind of car. Was it a Chrysler or something? I don't know. He drove some kind of car that just made him look just extra sexy in it. But he must have been like an army guy or something, because he used to wear like army fatigue and like stuff a lot. But he was dark skinned. That's how I knew I liked the chocolate man. I always liked the chocolate man. Like my whole life, I liked the chocolate man. Because he was chocolate of the chocolate of the chocolatest. But who he had muscles. He was all swole and muscled up, and I don't know, it was like his cheekbones and his eye. He had like something about his eyes. It was just like, but we used to have a staring contest. Like, if he would come and sit on his porch, you know what I'm saying? He in the front yard playing with his kids, frolicking, being a family man. He would be looking at me and I'd be looking at him. And we'd just be like, and if he was to get in his car and drive and he would ride past me, he would be staring at me and I'd be looking at him like, and that was it. And it happened for years. Like that went on for years.